Hey guys, if you've been around for any amount of time and you've watched any of these videos, you know I like the old ways of doing things. I'm fascinated with old mechanics tools, old technology, old ways of doing things, and I'm fascinated with this stuff to the point that I like to pass it on to people. Today I'm going to show you let's call it a vintage engine builder's tool. See what you guys think of this thing. Hang in there.
I'd say it's a nut job.
All right, so I'm going to show you something cool here. First off, I'm going to tell you that I got this from a legendary engine builder who built drag race engines for, I don't even want to say many years, I want to say many decades. When he passed away, a lot of his stuff was sold off. Well, all of the stuff he had was sold off. And I don't have the kind of big money it takes to buy a lot of his big equipment, but I did have the money it took to buy some of the smaller stuff. One of the things that I picked up was this tool here. Give you a minute to look at this thing. Does anyone out there, before I give you the details on it, know what this is? There's been a lot of big name and big performance engines from back in the day that started their life with this machine touching, or I should say this tool, it's not a machine, touching their engine. This is, man. Any ideas? I'm gonna tell you all about it. All right, let's take a look at this thing. But take a look at it. Do you have an idea yet what this is? You can see there's this right here is on a screw. It goes up and down. Here, there's an adjustment here. Has rollers on it. All right, I'm gonna show you all about what this is. So as I said, this came from a pretty famous engine builder. I actually got several things from him. I've got, before he passed away, I've got a set of autographed valve covers that I actually ran on my Galaxy for years. And when he passed away, I hung them on the wall over here and replaced them with some others. I've got the cam that's in this engine over here, came from him. There's several things I've got around here that came from him, and he didn't generally get rid of a lot of stuff, so I was honored to get what I got. And when he passed away, this is one of the things that nobody else really seen any value in, but I did, and I just had to have this tool. So this is made to sit down inside an engine block inside the cylinders. And what this does is it has a little tiny cutter right here. And this is made to, you can use it for a few different things, but what it's made for is to cut that ring ridge right off the top of the cylinder is what this is made for. If you have a light touch and you can really feel the tool, you can use it just to take the carbon ring off the top of it on a good cylinder. Let me show you the idea of how it works. I got to get a block set over here, and I'll show you the idea of how this works. And it's been replaced by modern technology, but I love these old tools, and I love to use these tools. Just the fact that a lot of the writing is about worn off this thing from years of just handling this tool and the history that's in this thing. And these old ways that kind of get forgotten over the years. I absolutely love these things. So let me get this thing set up, find an engine block, and set this thing over in, and I'll show you exactly how it works. So I still like to use this on occasions, and it just makes me feel connected with the past sometimes, and I kind of like that. But here's the basic idea of how to use this thing. Now, I'm not actually going to use it on this engine, but what I'm going to do is show you the idea of how it works, of how the operation goes on it. So what you do with this thing is you set this down in the cylinder. Now, obviously, you can tell it's way off. So the way you change that is this little screw in the end right here. And of course, I picked the one screwdriver up. The tip of it's broken. So you screw this in, and as you screw this in, hopefully you can see this on camera. As you screw this in, these rollers come out. And this thing gets bigger and bigger. Now, naturally, I'm not going to screw it all the way out because I'm not going to use it right now. But it has these rollers that go against the block, and it has one cutter right here. You put this down in there, find you a spot you can run a couple of pins through that keeps it from turning. You get it close, and then you run this thing down the block. Before you open it up, you put your wrench on the nut, and it turns it, and it goes down in the block. You run this cutter down past your ring ridge or your carbon or whatever you're doing. Once you do that, you turn this screw some more. You open it up some more. Again, I'm not going to open it all the way, but once you do, you open it up some more. And then you just simply turn like you're tightening it up. Making sure that you're staying centered in the bore. Again, these rollers should keep you centered. Making sure that you have a pin in there so this thing's not chattering and flopping all around in the bore. And you just turn this like you're tightening it up. And as you turn it, it draws that cutter back up the cylinder and takes off that ring ridge. It's a very useful tool. It was something that was used a lot back in its day. Everything's kind of done by machinery now, and I know there's more modern versions of this tool. This is a very old tool. I know for a fact the man that I got this tool from, or his estate that I got this tool from, I know for a fact he was using this tool in the 50s. So I know this tool has a lot of history behind it, and I know it's very, I'll just throw that screwdriver down right there. But I know this tool has a lot of history behind it. I know it's been well used, and I know that a lot of engines this tool has been inside of. This is part of racing history for me, and it's something that I cherish. And again, I still try to use it from time to time, more or less out of nostalgia, just because I really like these old tools. I keep a bunch of these old tools around the shop. I really do. I like what they represent. I like they show us where we've been, where we started, and how far we've came with engine building. These are things that, again, there's more modern versions of it. These are things you don't get to see used a lot. This is something you might see used more than some of the tools I keep around, but this is definitely something that I enjoy using. I enjoy putting my hands on. I enjoy the history in these tools. Now, I keep a bunch of these old tools around, but I don't really show them that often. And I've got a bunch of tools that do a bunch of different things. And if this is something that you enjoy seeing, kind of the tools of the trade, some of the things that I use, some of the things I don't use, some of the things I just put on display. I've got, you can't hardly see it, way back there, there's a box up there It's just a tool I display. I need to do a better job of displaying it. But if someone doesn't keep these around and showing the people, these things get forgotten to time. Yes, I know there's a lot of people out there that will have a lot of negative things to say about these old tools. But keep in mind, there was a lot of NHRA records set with old tools like that. Just saying, there's still some value to these things for people that truly understand how they work. If this is something you enjoy seeing, let me know. Just wanted to get this out here. And I've got another vintage, I'm going to say vintage race tool. I'm going to use the word tool lightly, that I'm going to pick up later this week, that I am freaking ecstatic about owning. Again, has just as much as this does, has some real actual race history behind it. And these are the kind of things that absolutely drive me. I love old race car parts, race car tools, race car history. I mean, check out the old ladder bars right here hanging up. These are true 60s ladder bars. Check out these headers hanging up right here. These are FE fender well headers. All real race stuff from real racers, and all have real history behind them. If you would like to see some of this stuff, let me know, because again, I want to make content that y'all enjoy watching. So just let me know. This was a short video just to show you a tool that I personally find extremely cool, and I personally absolutely enjoy putting my hands on and using from time to time when possible. Now, I don't really use this on race car stuff anymore. What I'll use this on now is if I'm trying to do something like a weekend down and dirty re-ring, just something that needs to get up and running again. Or if I'm in a pinch or a bind and I got to get like a junkyard kind of motor put together to run, I'll use it for something like that. Now, I don't really use it for race stuff anymore, but I do enjoy putting my hands on it and using that tool now. So hope you guys enjoy this kind of stuff. Remember to, of course, subscribe, like, comment, and all that stuff. But guys, take a moment to share some of these videos. Help us out and get these out there to people. I hope the Lord bless you more today than He did yesterday. God bless you to each and every one of you. To Him be the glory. And guys, we'll see you on the next one, where excuse me, where either we'll be running these engines on a run stand, or possibly the video will be where we pick up this other cool vintage race history. The only thing I can call it right now is a tool. I don't know what else you'd call it, but y'all stay tuned for that. We'll see you on the next one.
I'd say he's a nut job.